Hello, we are in the week of awakening to God's direction, and I'm super excited about it because I feel like this is just like through my walk with the Lord. I think this is just a big faith test for me in waiting on the Lord and following his direction and having faith that I'm hearing his direction clearly. So we're going to be in Acts 22, and this is just Paul's testimony and the power of his testimony as he's talking to the people. And we already know what happened to him on the road to Damascus in chapter 9, I think, but this is just really cool to compare the version in chapter 9 and then this one from his own perspective and from his own words. So first things first, I want to point out his background. So before he met Jesus, before his encounter with Jesus that changed the course of his life forever, he literally explains, like, basically he was stuck in his own ways. He thought what he was doing was right and righteous, and was persecuting believers, anyone who believed in Jesus. And Jesus met him and stopped him in his tracks, basically. And one thing I want to point out is after he met Jesus, he says, he said, "And I answered, 'Who are you, Lord?' And he said to me, 'I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom you are persecuting.' Now those who were with me saw the light, but did not understand the voice of the one who was speaking to me. And I said, 'What shall I do, Lord?'" So right there, I mean, I think it's amazing. He asked the Lord for direction, and then the Lord gives him direction. And he says, "And the Lord said to me, 'Rise and go into Damascus, and there you will be told all that is appointed for you to do.'" So I think that was convicting for me, because a lot of times I'm scared to pray for direction because I don't know if I have enough faith to follow in it or follow what he says to do. So that was one thing in my own personal walk. And then let's see, another thing. Oh yeah, right before that, in verse 9, it says, "Now those who were with me saw the light, but did not understand the voice of the one who is speaking to me." So I think the Lord showed me that encounter was for Paul, not for the whole group. So God literally took him and turned his eyes towards Jesus, and it wasn't for the whole group. And I think especially today, God's waking up people, and you might have to leave your friends behind. You might have to have enough faith that God's ways are better and more fulfilling and filled with abundant life. So I just want to share a few verses that have really been that I've really just leaned on the past few months, just with this is a transition season for me, and I feel like he's telling me to just be still. And the direction of my life has kind of changed drastically just because I was involved in basketball and sports that took a bunch of my time. And so being away from that has been kind of feel like I'm not doing anything because I'm so used to going. So being still in my life, but also in my heart, to be surrendered and waiting on the Lord for whatever he is wanting me to do. So that verse, "Be still and know that I am God," really knowing, beholding who he is and learning about his character and all the things I never even learned about him. And then another verse is Psalm 16:11. I'm going to turn to it. It says, You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. And I've just leaned on that first part that says, you make known to me the path of life. Just like with Paul, like he literally changed his path. Like where Paul was leading to was just pure destruction and yeah, not life whatsoever. And Jesus so kindly just showed up and redirected his steps. So yeah, his direction always leads to life and life abundantly, and it's gonna take a lot of faith. But I'm gonna leave you with something else too. I read this, oops, low battery, after the fact, and it's Romans 9:30, okay? And it says, what shall we say then? That Gentiles who did not pursue righteousness have attained it. That is a righteousness that is by faith. But that Israel who pursued a law that would lead to righteousness did not succeed in reaching that law. Why? Because they did not pursue it by faith, but as if it were based on works. So a lot of times we have to have faith in his direction, and he's not going to tell us everything at once, and so we just have to lean on him and know that his ways are better than any of the ways we can plan for ourselves. So I hope that's encouraging. Love you guys, and happy whatever week this is.